Hi, it's Lisa Lampanelli calling.
Lisa Lampanelli! How's it going?
Very good. How are you? Well, that's a nice reception. You got nothing to do in Poughkeepsie, huh?
Oh, you're as big as we get here, Lisa. Well, actually, I got to tell you, not anymore. I'm looking at this poster of you. Holy crap.
You're a hottie.
Well, for a 53-year-old menopausal biatch, I'm all right.
Yeah. Hottie, like with hot flashes, I guess.
Yeah, right, exactly. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I lost 107 pounds, and I got my hair cut to look like Rod Stewart's half-a-lesbian daughter. maybe sister. Who am I kidding?
Now, you're doing it's the Leaner, Meaner tour, which is very clever because you are leaner now. And are you actually meaner?
Oh, yeah, because I'm hungry, but also because I think it's, what's been happening lately? I've been going through all these changes in midlife, like, I'm trying to be nicer off stage and, like, be a good person and do more community service and, like, charity work. So then, after 5 days of that crap, I'm super mean on the weekend. It's like I'm trying to earn my way into heaven, but I still got to earn a living, too, honey. Come on. That old age home ain't going to pay for itself. So, I found I can also be meaner now that I look better because who's going to argue with a hot bitch like me, hi?
Well, I was going to ask you about that. You see, I would think it would be a little more difficult because, now you're like the mean girl because you're like this hot chick who's being mean to people. I would think it would be a little bit harder.
Well, what's funny? It's easier because I'm also like, I'm never going to win any beauty contest. I'm 53, so I'm no threat to anyone. Hot for 53 is like hot in Cleveland. It's like you're never going to get the really good guy. Especially now that I'm divorced, I'm like, oh, my God, how am I going to even find love anymore at this age? You know what I'm saying? It's difficult.
But isn't it kind of easier to be mean when you have less for people to pick back at you at?
Kind of, because I just did a roast for Terry Bradshaw on ESPN, and I found that the jokes around me were like they didn't have fat to pick on anymore, and I was making a list beforehand to figure out what they could possibly go for. Probably still old, still ugly, because, they'll always go with ugly with women, especially me with my schnozzle. And I'm like, well, there's not that much more because you can't say I'm not funny. You can't say I'm stupid. I mean, hey, maybe that I haven't gotten my period since 1967, but other than that, that's the best thing, by the way, never having that thing again. Because I never wanted kids, so talk about what a waste every month. I wanted to just, like, give myself a hysterectomy.
Hey, speaking of the roasts, now, the big news now is this Justin Bieber roast is going to be happening on Comedy Central. Please tell me you're going to be a part of this.
I don't know, because, hey, you know what? They're asking his celebrity friends first. They may not even ask me to do it.
Come on.
Who knows? Because I go, well, there's no guarantee. But also, I wonder, is that a step back for me? Like, because honestly, I've done so many roasts, and I've roasted, like, legends. I mean, we're talking about Betty White, legends like Donald Trump and David Hasselhoff and Flavor Flav. Now am I going to downgrade to Justin Bieber just because my hair is his? I don't know. We'll see.
Somebody like Justin Bieber, though, do you think like that's almost too easy of a target that it would be even harder to come up with some really good slams for him?
That's a great point because everybody thinks it's easier if somebody's that retarded. You know what I mean? So they go, oh, Justin Bieber, he's an easy target. But then you go, wait a minute, everybody else before me is going to have every good joke in the business because he is such a joke. Yeah. So it's going to be tough to dig stuff up about him and find real good material for him. I mean, I could do it because nobody's better than me. Hello. But, I know my strengths. I'm not stupid. I know how to do two things in this world, and that's one of them, and we can't mention the other one on the air.
Now, listen, the big question I had for you is because the way that you do comedy, it's got to be difficult because there's always something new happening. Like last week at the Grammys, Kanye did his stupid thing. Bruce Jenner gets in a car accident. Like, people come to see you, they're probably going to expect you to say something about that.
That's true, too. I did have a show the night that Bruce killed that woman, not on purpose, of course. But you know what? I sometimes have to have a couple of minutes before a really good joke hits in. So, like, for instance, I'm going to do my new special. I'm taping my new special March 28th. So I'm like, okay, by then I'll totally have, stuff on these, stuff that's, like the Bruce Jenner thing, probably going to have 10 jokes about him by then. So it'll take a while to come up with something really original and great. But sometimes I do rant in the moment about things. But I'm mostly ranting and raving about myself these days because there's so much wrong with me. I got a divorce. I lost the weight. I got my stomach cut out. There's a lot about me that's a joke. So and also I'm self-centered, so I stick with me a lot too.
All right. Well, the show's going to be March 28th at Tarrytown Music Hall in Tarrytown, New York. There's 2 shows, actually, 7 o'clock and 9:30. Now, before you go, I have to ask you, because, I watched this terrible Celebrity Apprentice. And I didn't watch it this year.
How's it going?
Oh, man. Well, I love the season that you were on because everybody got so emotional. Like, you really had like a breakdown.
Oh, my God, yes, totally. Oh, my God, I blame menopause once again, and also the fact that I'm just a raving C word. I get it. But honestly, it's a very tough show to do. I'm telling you, it is so hard, especially because every woman on my team was about as useful as a tampon at Betty White's house, okay?
Or your house, for that matter.
Good point.
Well, and that's why we love you, Lisa. Cannot wait for this show. Thanks so much.
And also there's a show up at the Egg in Albany, if anybody's near there, the night before on March 28th. I'm sorry, March 27th. So, hey, I got 2 shows that weekend, so come out and see me.
All right, we'll follow you around all weekend.
And you guys, I love you on the radio. We never talked before, right?
No, this is our first time talking.
I really enjoy talking to you. It's a way better connection than there used to be, because sometimes there used to be all crackling, but Kipsy's really stepping up.
That was just the DJ.
Yeah, we...
No, you guys are fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks, Lisa. We'll look forward to the show. Lisa Lampanelli. All right.
God bless.
Hey.
Bye, guys.